Hello, my loves. I am just getting organized here. Hopefully, the sound is good. I'm trying to see if I can hook up. I'm trying to do something different and hook up to the internet directly and not through Wi-Fi and see if that helps our connection. Welcome to the tea party. It's all seat of our pants here. I'm going to start the Instagram video. Let's get that going. Okay, so hopefully you hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you hear me, if you're here and you hear me. And we're good to go. Hello, everybody on Instagram. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Hi, we're here. It's our party. It's our tea party. I have my teacup. P for Pamita. Go ahead and type in your questions. I see, oh boy, I see a lot of people on Instagram. I see nobody on YouTube. So there's some people on YouTube, but nobody's typing in anything yet. So I don't know what's going on over there. We'll see what happens. All right. So Classic Girl joined, hand waving, Schizosauric Rex, Witch of Wands. Happy to be here as always. I'm happy you're here, Witch of Wands. H. Badessa and Doug Thompson. Hi, guys. I love seeing all these familiar faces or familiar names. I guess it's not faces, although there's a little picture next to them. So I guess it is a face. Classic Michael and Creative Libra. Hi, guys. Pisces Hippie. It's all the usual gang. I love it. Super Divi. Doug Thompson giving hearts. Classic Girl thumbs up. Creative Libra saying hello. You guys are hearing me okay? Everyone's hearing me on YouTube too. Okay, great. Okay, so just to give you a little guideline, we're doing, for those of you who are new and joining us for the first time, this is a Q&A where you can ask questions about magic, law of attraction, root work, spirit guides, what else? What else do we talk about here? Past life work. But we're not asking particular questions about ourselves, but we're asking questions that can benefit everybody. This is a more of an educational forum versus a forum where you get a specific guidance. So let's see. Are you guys seeing me? Oh, I can't see you. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to try my Instagram again because something's going on. It's very blurry. So let's try again. Oh, I know what's going on. I'll be right back. Hold on, Instagram people. Well, let's see if I can do it from here. I've got to turn the camera around. You're looking at basically the back of my computer. So I'm going to be back, Instagram people. So come right back. All right, let's get that going. In live video, we'll start a new one. Don't want to go to share. Sorry, YouTube people. Thanks for bearing with me. Go back to Instagram. Oh boy. How do I get back? Let's see if I can get off of that. Hold on. We're having a little technical thing here because it's operator error. I forgot to turn the camera around on Instagram. So let's see if I can do that now. I'm getting some great questions over on YouTube. That's good to see. Let's see if I can get that going. Okay, live. We want to turn it around so you're seeing me. There we go. Okay. Now instead of the back of the computer, we are my fault. You get to see my whatever happened to Baby Jane Beauty Mark too. Alrighty. So let's go over to YouTube first. Benny, Adrian's here. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Benny has a question. Hi, Pamita. What is a realistic amount of candle spells for getting someone you know to ask you on a date? It's a good question. That really goes back to the question of what are we looking for when we're looking for timing on root work or spell work. So when we are doing spell work, let's say, for example, candle working. Candle working is sending a strong intention in a certain direction. So let's say you're doing that strong intention of getting someone to ask you out on a date. We look for signposts along the way to see if that spell is working. So within a few days, you should get some kind of sign from the universe. That would be something like hearing that person's name, seeing something that's significant, getting repeating numbers or significant numbers, etc. Those are not things coming from the person that you're trying to get to go on a date with you, but it is a sign from the universe. Now that you should get in the first few days after you complete your candle work. Then within the first few weeks after that, you should start to get some movement in that direction. And then that would be somebody talking to you, or maybe liking something on social media, or doing something that is sort of seeming positive, but not necessarily the final culmination of the date. And then finally, we have our final culmination showing up within a few months. So at any point, if you're not getting those signposts, meaning you're not getting the sign, you're not getting the movement, and certainly you're not getting the final outcome, you should try to do something else. So doing something else would be, for example, you did a candle spell. Try working with a mojo bag. Try working with an incense spell. Try working with a cleansing bath for attracting love, or a bath spell. So there's lots of different things that you can do, and you want to try a different one if the first one you had didn't work. Putting oil or sachet powder on something that person will touch. Okay, there's a ton of ways you can go. So if you want guidance on what to do, or want to see if there's any blocks in the situation, then you go to a trusted reader who can show you if there's any blocks or what the blocks are, and hopefully a reader that will help you find a solution to that, either through root work or through some material world action. Okay, now that being said, we don't carry on. If a door is slammed shut and locked, we don't want to stay stuck on that particular person. I don't think it's useful to do that. So if you start to find that you're hitting roadblocks and maybe doing a couple different spells isn't producing a result, then I would say give it a time limit. So your time limit may be a significant date, like, you know what, by, 4th of July, I've got to get a date, or else it's not going to happen, or by the end of the year, we're going to be going out, or else I'll let it go. So you're kind of creating a contract with the universe, so saying, I'm going to put some effort into this. I'm going to give it everything I can. But ultimately, in the end, if I'm not seeing a result, maybe that door is closed because there's someone better out there for me. And Spirit knows better than I who my perfect match is. And I may think that, this person is my perfect match, but maybe they're not. So give it a time limit. Try a few different things. And if you're still not seeing a result by the end of that time limit, then release and let go. Do a cut and clear so that you detach from your attachment to that person. And then open it up to your soulmate. Do a spell now to invite your soulmate in, or to invite your true love in. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. I see a bunch of people over on Instagram. Hi, Insta people. You made it over here. Now you get to see me. Yes, that's better. Before you were seeing the screen of my computer up close because I set my phone on top of my laptop. Okay, great. All right. So we've got all the usual suspects. Which of one's Creative Libra, Automatic Paradise, Super Divi. Which of one says that's better? Charmed One, Classic Girl 77, H. Bedessa, Tatiana Lette, Automatic Paradise. Ask the question. Have you ever had a seance? And details. Well, yes, I have. But seances are what we call spirit contact. So the kind of seance that you think of in like the movies or Victorian times, where people sat around, held hands, and contacted spirits, those do exist. But a seance is really, the word seance means a session in French. So any kind of session is a seance. But this is we use it in English as a session with connecting to spirits. So when you work with a seance, the way I've worked and done seance work has been with what's called a talking spirit board. A talking spirit board is what's kind of commonly known as a Ouija board. And there's a beautiful talking spirit board. People have a sort of spooky or maybe gothies kind of connection to a talking spirit board, but and in particular Ouija boards. But there are some Ouija boards or some talking spirit boards that are I find more helpful than a traditional Ouija board. So there's one called a Psychic Circle talking spirit board, and there's another one which the name escapes me. Psychic Circle, and I don't remember the name of the other one, but they're both made by the Enchanted World of drawing a blank. Enchanted World. If you look up Enchanted World Talking Spirit Board, if you Google it, you'll find them. There's two of them. And I like those talking spirit boards for my use better. The reason being is because the Talking Spirit board that I'm mentioning, but the Enchanted World of Amy, and I can't think of her last name, and it's a husband and wife team that make it. Those Talking Spirit boards have more than just letters and numbers on them. They have things like colors. They have things like trees, signs of the zodiac, gemstones, and things that symbolically work for me, as well as words, individual words. So I found that when I need to talk to a spirit and a particular spirit, particularly when I'm talking to spirits that are were once in human form and now have gone into spirit form, I can get a clear and more detailed message because they're not having to spell out everything. It takes a lot of effort to move something in the material world for a spirit. So when we're given Talking Spirit board, it is a lot of work. Now, whenever you are working with a Talking Spirit board, whether it's a Ouija board, the Psychic Circle, or the other board that they make, or any other board, I always recommend that you set a boundary, that you ask for specific spirits to come in, and only spirits of the highest vibration, meaning you won't get trickster spirits, because there are trickster spirits out there. And the sort of traditional thing with the Ouija board is having garbled messages or scary messages. And the reason we get those scary or garbled messages is because we are letting any old spirit come in, and some spirits, usually what happens is then the troubled spirits will come in. So you want to set a boundary with a prayer or intention that you're only inviting in spirits of clarity and spirits of high vibration. And then when you do that, you're going to get clear messages, you're going to get helpful messages, you're going to get messages from your loved ones, and so on. So that's what you want to do when you work with the Talking Spirit board. So that's my seance work. So my seance work I've always done has been to work with the Talking Spirit board. And I've had great success, great luck with it, and it works very, very well. I used to do it with clients, and now I just haven't been in sort of that jam. I've been doing kind of other kind of work now, so I don't do it so much, but I certainly am open to it and like to teach it and show people how to work with it. So, and teach you guys right now. So I think I need to do a video about that. All right. So let's go back to YouTube. Colleen says hi. Ashley has something, I don't know. Adrian says hi from Texas, and Stephen says, hi, would you recommend learning the complicated Celtic cross spread? In which kind of situation would we make use of this spread? Okay, so this is a tarot question, and Stephen's asking a question about a certain layout. So when we work with, I'm going to kind of get everybody up to speed, and those who aren't familiar with tarot, getting that understanding of what's going on. So when we work with tarot cards, oftentimes we will lay the cards out. So each card has a meaning, and the position that we put it to in the layout also has a meaning. So a great example that I think everyone could probably follow along with is if you lay out 3 cards, and the first card is past, the middle card is present, and then the last card is future. So there you have a card of the past, a card of the present, a card of the future. So the same thing with more complex layout. So he's talking about a complex layout, the Celtic cross layout. The Celtic cross layout is a super traditional layout. And what it does is it looks at one topic from multiple angles. So if you're asking, for example, about love, then you would do a love Celtic cross, and you could look at what's coming up ahead in terms of opportunities, who's around, what your personal power is, and so on. So if you want to learn, Stephen, if you want to learn the Celtic cross has 10 cards, and it's sometimes difficult for people who don't have a lot of experience with tarot to get into that, remembering each of those positions. So there's 2 things that I recommend. Number 1, you can get or make a little cheat sheet that you keep next to you when you're doing the Celtic cross layout that will tell you each of the positions of the card. So the first 3 are past, present, future. What I call the bottom card is the spiritual foundation, the spiritual present, and the spiritual expansion is up above. And then the 4 cards on the side are personal power, elements around, who's supporting, energies around supporting, or people around supporting, opportunities, and then outcome, which is the big theme of the reading. So you could get a little cheat sheet and just put keywords on those 4 positions and use that while you're doing that to sort of get you to remember. And another way to learn that spread is to take it bits at a time, meaning just focus first on past, present, future. If you focus on those 3 cards, I think those are easy to remember. Then build on it. The next, as you start to get comfortable with doing a past, present, future reading, then do a reading with a past, present, future, and the foundation, the present, spiritual present, and the spiritual expansion. Now you've got the cross and the Celtic cross. Once you've mastered that, then bring in the 4 cards on the side and start doing readings with those. And I think that step-by-step approach can be helpful. You can even break down those 4 cards and just do 1, then do 2, then do 3, then do 4. So first master 1. Once you got that handled, bring in a little bit more. Once you got that handled, then bring in the 4 on the side. But you can also keep a cheat sheet next to you to help you while you're doing readings for your friends or your family, and get you comfortable with that, or readings for yourself as well. All right, so let's see what we got over on Instagram. Okay. Hi, Keen Clover's here. Hi, Janine. Pisces Hippies here. A for Jessica Radix and Third Eye Baby and Oracle Spirit Candle. Hi, Wave from Oracle Spirit Candle. Super Divi. How can I get my spells to work faster? Saint Expediti. Super Divi, are you an Aries? I bet you have Aries in your chart somewhere. Or fire sign. You're a fire sign. This is a typical sort of Aries question. I want my spell to work right now. Didn't take long. It's taking too long. So the sweet little babies of the zodiac Aries have lots of enthusiasm and want everything to happen right away. So, so this one goes out to all you Aries. How to get your spells to work faster. Saint Expediti oil is great for getting spells to work faster. So if you want to do your spell work and then also do a petition to Saint Expediti, that's a great thing to do. Another way you can work is to work with fast luck oil, particularly if you're doing something to attract something. That fast luck oil is to attract love, money, something. The results may not be long lasting with a fast luck spell. So you might want to support that fast luck spell with some kind of longevity spell. Therefore, if you're wanting to bring in love, then you might want to do a fast luck spell to bring in that love, but an Adam and Eve spell or work with Adam and Eve oil to keep that love solid and strong and long lasting. Or if you're trying to bring in prosperity, you could do a fast luck spell for bringing in the money, but then a prosperity spell to keep it long lasting. Okay. So those are 2 great oils that you can use. You can apply Saint Expediti, goes on red candles or white candles. Or you could dress a vigil candle with Saint Expediti oil, and the same goes for fast luck oil. Okay. So Michelle has a question. Michelle Renee Designer over on YouTube. What can I do to bring good luck? Well, there's so many things you can do. One of the things that I think is sort of the underrated luck work is a mojo bag. So working with a mojo bag. And if you go over to my website, go to parlorofwonders.com, go to instruction, you can see a video on how to make a mojo bag under my how-to videos. And I sell mojo bag kits. So if you go over to the side of where I sell stuff, shop, and you look under mojo bags, you'll see a whole bunch of different mojo bag kits. And you can get those as a spell kit that you put together yourself, follow along in the video. There's also printed out directions in those spell kits. Or you can put, I'm going to say bye to my kids. Bye, you guys. My kids are going with their dad. So you can get a mojo bag spell kit, or you can get the individual ingredients if you kind of are a little more advanced and you know what you want to put in your mojo bag. But there are luck mojo bags. And the reason I recommend a mojo bag is because a mojo bag is ongoing work. It's carrying a spell that you're going to keep working. Every week you're going to feed that mojo bag, and that builds your luck. And luck is something that we don't want one time. We want to build it, build it, build it. So having a mojo bag is kind of one of those underrated things that is great for luck. And I don't know that people think of that first. They think of burning a luck candle, which can be great, but it's kind of only like a one-shot thing. And a mojo bag is such a good spell that you carry with you, and you build and you build and you connect to it. And it creates that luck sort of an aura of luck around you, which is really what you want, so that you get the lucky breaks, you get the opportunities, you get to be in the right place at the right time, and so on. So I'd recommend a mojo bag. And there's gambler luck, which is about anything that's risky. And there's also just general luck with opportunities and so on. And so that would be the other kind of luck you could work with. But you can get a regular strength mojo bag, which has 7 ingredients, or a triple strength that has 13 ingredients. And you can use those in that mojo bag to wear that mojo bag every day. And you're starting to build up that luck like a snowball. Think about that snowball rolling down the hill and getting more and more and more. And that's the kind of energy we have in the mojo bag. All right, let's go over to Instagram. Cosmic Saint, hi. 11 Rose and Steph Dorr, hi. Classic Michael, hi. Blondie Rosie, when will my soulmate come? Okay, that's not a question for our session. Our Q&A isn't about ourselves. It's about questions that we can ask for everybody to benefit. So when you want to ask something like that, you go and book a reading with me, and we can do a reading and a spread and see exactly when that we see that opportunity for your soulmate to come to you. But if you have questions about doing workings for a soulmate, absolutely. Then you need to pose those as a question for everyone. Okay, Schizosaurus Rex. Hi, Madam Pamita. Hi. Is it possible to banish a recurring nightmare, or is it a bigger issue that requires more work? What would you recommend? Well, there's a couple things that can work in a situation with nightmares. There's definitely ways that you can work to banish nightmares. One of the things that is excellent for banishing nightmares is angelica root. So getting a whole angelica root, or making an angelica root tea and spraying it around will get rid of nightmares and work toward that. You could also burn a candle before you go to bed. Be sure to snuff it out before you fall asleep. But for like 15 minutes before you go to bed, you could burn a spiritual cleansing candle of some kind, van, or spiritual cleansing or banishing candle, to release and let go of the things that are causing the nightmares. I also think on a very practical level, there may be some, depending on what your nightmare is, if you can relate it back to something that happened to you in life, or if it's coming from like no place in particular, I would sort of, while you're in the process of releasing that nightmare, I would be very conscious of the media that I take in. And it sounds like a weird thing, but the movies we watch, the TV that we watch, and all of that becomes a part of us. So if you're watching a lot of scary movies or violent movies, or violent video games, you're taking that stuff in, and it's becoming a part of your consciousness. So if you can, do a little experiment and maybe give yourself a month where you're very selective about the media and images and so on that you take in, and make sure that those things that you take in are very uplifting, as opposed to violent or stressful, and see if that doesn't help with the nightmares. I found, that for many clients that sort of can solve the problem, because they're not taking in the images that then come back in the nightmares. If it's not the problem and you're still not finding relief, and you're doing that, and also doing the work with the herbs, then you may want to look at past life trauma if you can't connect it back to this life, because it may be a past life issue, and either doing a past life regression on your own through a guided meditation, or doing a past life regression or a past life session with somebody who does that. I do past life work, but there's many people who do past life work. So you could do that to sort of see if there's a root in some past life experience for this, and finding what that root is. Now, once you do that past life session, a lot of times it will release that connection to that lifetime and the trauma of that lifetime. And you may get a lot of relief just from doing that, if not, completely abolishing and banishing those nightmares. So those are some of the things that I would try in your situation. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. So we have over on, let's see. Adrienne says, how can one connect to spirit guides or ancestors? Okay. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Spirit guides and ancestors, there is an easy thing for that. if you go over to my website and you go under instruction, scroll down to the podcast. The podcast is Magic Podcast. And if you scroll down to, I think it's episode 9 and 10, you'll see those are about spirit guides and connecting to your spirit guides. So there's a whole 20-minute podcast episodes talking about your spirit guides and connecting to your spirit guides. Basically, you can do so many things. One of the things, I'll just give you one for right now, but you'll get a whole host of things by going over there and listening to those podcasts, and you'll get tons of great information, including a link to a free guided meditation that can introduce you to your spirit guides. But what I would say is, if you start, one of the ways you can start connecting to your spirit guides is ask them to show themselves to you. Now, the way that many people get a message from their spirit guides is through seeing repeating numbers. So repeating numbers can be on license plates, on digital clocks. There's a ton of ways that you can see repeating numbers. And that is a message from your guides that they're trying to reach out to you. So ask your guides to show themselves to you and see if you don't get that message in those repeating numbers showing up for you. That's just one way, but there's so many ways that you can. And if you're interested in that understanding of repeating numbers and understanding what those repeating numbers mean, I have a blog post about that. So go over to instruction, go to Magic Blog, and you'll see a blog. Scroll down and you'll see a blog post about repeating numbers and what do they mean. And that will be also helpful for you. But that's one way you can connect to your guides. Just ask for them to connect to you, because our guides will never do anything without us asking them. It's asking our permission. They will not interfere. They may protect us, but they won't do anything on our behalf or initiate anything without us asking for that initiation. So if you ask your guides, reveal yourselves to me, show yourselves to me, then you will see things like those repeating numbers or signs or things that will show you. And that's one of the ways to connect to them. But there's a whole bunch more on my podcast. Classic Michael says, I'd love to know more about that. Well, whatever it is, I hope I answered your question. Princess Freak joined. Hi. AV New 26. How will we see results using one of our custom-made? How fast will we see results using one of your custom-made necklaces? So the speed of things is interesting because I like to work in a way that is trusting in the timing of things. Like, I'm much more easygoing about timings. Sometimes we need to see a timing for a certain thing, like maybe you need to get rent money and your rent is due in a week and you need that money right now. Then I understand a timing thing. But in terms of like opportunities or relationships or things like that, I tend to be a little more easygoing about the timing. And I always end my petitions with the perfect outcome in perfect timing. Like, I may think the perfect timing is right now, but maybe it's not right now. Maybe the perfect timing is, after I've learned something or grown or developed in some way where I can be a match for what it is that I'm wanting. So I don't fuss too much about timing, but I understand that there are situations where you do need to fuss about the timing. Your rent in perfect timing is not going to wait 6 months. If you do need rent money, you need it in a week, you need it in a week. So if you want to, in your situation with your necklaces, those necklaces are like little mojo bags. So I make these little necklaces that are bottle spells. So if you know what a bottle spell is, it's like a little bottle or a big bottle. It can be a big bottle where you put objects in it and it's contained in that glass. And sometimes we bury bottle spells or we keep bottle spells on our altar, but it's in a way to sort of contain, it's like another kind of a mojo bag. It's sort of a variation on a mojo bag. So you're putting a spell into something and you're working it or you're carrying it. A good example of a kind of a bottle spell is a honey jar, because you're putting things in the honey jar and you're burning candles on top of it, but it's the jar that's containing all the ingredients of the spell. So anything contained in a jar is a jar spell. So these little necklaces that I sell are custom made bottle spells. And when I make it for the petition of the person who's ordering it. And they're all made by me. And I put them together and I put herbs and oils and a little bit of glitter, because I'm the glitter girl. I love glitter, and gemstones. And then a piece of paper where you can write your name on it and you put that in it. Now, the one thing I love about these bottle spell necklaces is that they also are a way for you to connect to your guides. So if you are, it's a beautiful, going back to that message about how to connect with your guides, the bottle spell, when you ask your guides to help and you are asking for their assistance with whatever it is, let's say you have prosperity and you're wearing your bottle spell necklace or carrying your bottle spell necklace, and the cork pops out of the bottle. So these are corked bottles, very old, cool looking bottles, right? The cork pops out and your bottle pops out. That's a sign from your guides that there's something happening with this, that there's something happening with your prosperity, that you need to pay attention. So when we get those messages from our guides, we're getting these pay attention messages. There's something you need to be paying attention to. There's a person nearby. There's an opportunity nearby. So it's cheering you on, saying, yes, we're working on this. Yes, we're working on this. So that's one of the reasons I love the bottle spell necklaces, because they talk to you. They send you messages. They're a beautiful way for you to get messages from your guides surrounding the topic. So how fast do you see it? Well, it depends on the situation. I don't know your situation, your personal situation, but with a positive intention, those bottle spells can work very quickly. If you have a very complicated situation that requires things on the material level, then you may need to take care of some material level things on the action level to get that support, the spiritual support, activated. So I guess it's on a case per case basis, but that's most magic anyway. That's why we have readings, to check in about things. How are things going? What do we need to know? Is there anything any action we need to take on the material level? Do we need to just sit back and wait for the process to happen? Or do we need to take some action of some kind, and so on? And those are the things that we see when we do a reading. So, okay. Let's see. We've got Stephanie Doors on both places. You're everywhere, worldwide. Kalinda Kali, bonjour. Bonjour. Adrienne is asking, how can we protect ourselves from negative energy sent by others? Okay. So protection work is great. And it's, I think, something that is a beautiful kind of peaceful working. We usually think of protection work when we're feeling attacked, but protection work can be something that is part of your daily routine, just to keep yourself safe and your family safe and so on. There's so many things that you can do. And if you work with protection oil or fiery wall of protection oil, if you are being attacked, you use fiery wall of protection. If you just want general protection, protection oil is for general protection. Fiery wall of protection is for that aggressive attack energy that you want to tell people to back off. So depending on your situation, you could use either one. That kind of umbrella protection oil is a very good one for all kinds of protection from accidents, protection from negativity out in the world, and so on. And making it a practice that you do like once a week or once a day or, on a regular basis isn't a bad idea. So you could do something like put protection oil on yourself after you take a bath, put a little bit on your hands, and put your hands on your body in an upward motion, meaning from feet toward head. You can put some protection oil in a bottle, add some spring water, shake it up, and spray it around your home. You could use protection sachet powder, sprinkle it around your home if you want your home to be protected. You could put a little bit of protection sachet or fiery wall of protection sachet in your shoes to keep you protected from any, stepping in any negativity, any of that. So those are all very good workings to do. If you like to work with gemstones, a good combination is a black tourmaline to remove the negativity, to sort of get that energy of protection and remove the negativity, and a tiger's eye stone to give you like strength and courage. So those two in combination are very powerful for protection. Like if you're like a tiger, nobody's going to mess with you, right? So it's very good combination. Let's see. Diane Makara. I'm mangling your name. Sorry. Eon Brush, AV News, spell necklace. Yes, we talked about the spell necklace. So you go find it online. If you go, I think the customized spell bottle necklaces are on my site under, if you go to the herbs section because they've got herbs in them, or they may be in the spell kits. I'm not sure. I put them in a weird place. I remember there was no real place for them. So if you type in spell bottle on the search bar, it'll take you where you need to go. Sorry about that, guys. Joaquin Kaplan, Doug Thompson, hi. Ashera Moore, Ashera Armor. Hi. Which ones? What is your most used favorite tarot deck? Well, I tend to use, if you go to my website, by the way, if you look up under author, I have a book out called Madame Pamita's Magical Tarot. And if you look at that book, I use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And in particular, the deck that I like is the Centennial edition of the Rider-Waite-Smith, or the Smith-Rider-Waite, however they call it, because it has the most detail. And each of the cards has an image that is very evocative, very symbolic. It's deep in symbology, and I have a huge psychic connection to symbolism. Like it's my language, my other language. And so understanding symbolism, I really gravitate toward that deck because it's so rich in symbolism. It was a channeled deck. When Pamela Coleman Smith made it, she was channeling the images and came up with these amazingly rich images that have so much to show us and teach us that I use that deck. And I've been around that deck since I was 10 years old, and I'm still not bored of it. So that's the one I recommend. I have those decks up for sale. If you're wanting to know which one I'm talking about in particular, I have those decks for sale on my website under books and media, under books, and you'll see those 3 different versions of that deck that are there, and you'll see why that's the deck I recommend that my students get, because it's so crisp. The details are really, really crisp. They went back to the oldest editions and really got crisp in images and cleaned it up, so it looks very, very nice, and you can see the little details, which are so important in readings. So that's my favorite deck to work with, but I use all kinds of decks. I just use the Alphonse Mucha deck today. So, I kind of go around and try different decks and work with different decks, but I always go back to Rider-Waite-Smith because it's so rich in symbolism. If you are interested in learning tarot, I'm going to be teaching a tarot course coming up in July, and we had such a great response to it. That class is full, but we had such a great response to it that I'm going to probably start another one in the fall and maybe September or so. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to find out about that, I should be having a free intro to tarot coming up sometime. And if you want to sign up for that, go to instruction, go to Academy of the Magical Arts, and you'll see a place to sign up to find out about the free intro to the tarot. And if you sign up for that, then you'll know more about the beginning class. There's also a sign up to find out about the beginning class when we're going to run the next session, which will probably be in the fall. Okay. So go over there and you can see more about that when you get a chance. All right. So going over to YouTube. Let's see. Chaya says shalom. Very sweet. Jennifer says, is it possible that some spells take a year or more to come to pass? Yeah, a year, it depends. It depends. I mean, if you're working toward a big outcome, meaning I'm starting my career as an actor and I want to be a huge movie star, then probably most likely that's going to take more than a year. Not necessarily, but it wouldn't be unheard of for that to take more than a year. If what you're trying to do is to get somebody to connect with you, a year would probably be the outside. Give yourself a time limit on spells that seem appropriate. And maybe you need to have a session with a root worker. If you're finding a block, like something's taking more than a year, then there may be some blocks that you need to work on. Getting a session with a reader or root worker that you trust can help give you some enlightenment as to why that spell isn't working, or why you're not seeing a result from it, or seeing very weak results. And it may need some spiritual cleansing. It may need some action on your part. And that's where reading can come in very handy. So, That's what I would do. If you're finding that you're blocked, it's taking a long time, get a sort of check-in to see why you're not seeing stronger results or faster results. Wouldn't be a bad idea. All right. Going back to Instagram. Hi, Organic Wench. Organic Wench is waving and saying hello. Oracle Spirit Candle saying hello from New York City. Hey, I may be doing a possible appearance in New York City at the end of the month at a place called Cat. Oh boy, I'm really bad. Cat something? Cat Corner? Cat Shop? I don't know. I'll give an announcement about it on my Instagram and on my Facebook if you want to know, and in my newsletter. But I don't know the details yet, so we're still working out the details. But hopefully you can make it, and it will be something fun. A for Jessica Raddick says little heart eyes. Thank you. High five on the hand earrings. Pisces hippie. I was kind of thinking of you today because of this. Pisces hippie. It's a little. I think I could see you with the little stamp. It's a little stamp that you put on your face. It's eyeliner stamp. Love It 2012 joined. Jen Muffin. Hi, Jen. Corey in 1983 joined. Organic Wench. Hi. Keeps freezing. Oh, dear. I hope it's not still freezing. Dr. Combs joined. Rebo Glow. Leeds Hill joined. LRG. Il Montes. Jeremy. Gypsy Mermaid. Hi, Gypsy Mermaid. Ellie Bell and Miel Shell and Sassy Kit Kat and Rainstorm. Hi. Ellie Bell says hello from New Jersey. Federan. Oh boy, we got no questions. Just a lot of hellos. Michael Roman, Shishi Wolf, Socially Awkward Succubus, Jill Lizard, Steve Gatch, hi. Jasmine Knight, Sonio, Faith and Encouragement. Oh, I love Faith and Encouragement's Instagram. You should check that one out. It's all pretty pictures of Mary. It's just beautiful. Avon Lady 310, hi. Sassy Wed, hi. Mira Lori, Tarot Queen, hi. Classic Girl, good, we have a question. All those hellos. What are your thoughts or remedies for generational curses? Okay, so generational curses, cleansing work. Here's the thing. Generational curses are something that does happen. People will tell you that you need to have somebody do a cleansing on you or someone do spell work for you to get those. And I think that's one of those things that a lot of people use to scare people. Like you'll go to a scammy reader and they'll say you have a generational curse. That's why you can't find love in your life, or that's why you're not prosperous. Maybe, but I would get a second opinion about that. See, go to someone who doesn't have any knowledge of what you've gotten in your other reading, or even ask them straight up. I had a reader who said I had a generational curse. Is this true? Get a second opinion. If that is the case, that the other person does see that too, then simple cleansing and energetic cord cutting can be done. And that is something that you can do yourself. So what you would want to do is do a cleansing bath. And I have a video showing you how to make a cleansing bath. You take a handful of sea salt, a handful of Epsom salt, and a condition oil. You add that to your bath water, and then you would do a series of those baths. So you would do 3, 7, 9, 11, or 13 of those baths, depending on how severe the situation is. If you do that work and do it consistently, so 3 days in a row, 7 days in a row, 9 days in a row, 11 days in a row, or 13 days in a row, you will feel lighter. And at the end of that, you should be cut clear. Now, what I would recommend is cut and clear oil for that, because cut and clear oil is to detach from unhealthy attachments. And there is an unhealthy attachment if you're getting this generational curse that's like your ancestors are pulling you into something. So do the cut and clear work with a bath and do a series of baths. I would avoid and be skeptical about someone that's saying you need to do $1,000 spell for me to remove this generational curse, or some of the crazy stories I've heard. I will tell you a story about that from clients. So clients will come into me and they'll tell me stories of scams that have been perpetrated on them. And it makes me furious, makes me really angry that people are like that. I think there's something in me that feels it's preying on people that are feeling at a low point in their life, where they find someone and that feels vulnerable, and they're exploiting that vulnerability. So whenever you have someone that is saying to you, you need to do some expensive root work, you must do this, you must remove this curse, I would always recommend getting a second opinion. Get a second opinion, and just a second opinion, not asking that person to do work for you, but seeing, another reader and seeing if they see the same thing as the first reader. If that is the case, that they're seeing that, then you can do your own cleansing work. And I show you how in the video, how to do it. You don't need to pay someone to do cleansing work for you. You don't need to pay someone to do spells for you. I do spells for people, but I also teach people how to do their own spell work. And I encourage people to do their own spell work, but not everyone can, either because they lack confidence or because they live in a situation where they can't be lighting a candle or doing stuff, family members that are prying eyes or something like that. So I do spell work for people, but I never, ever, ever say to people, you must have me do the work for you and it's going to be, X amount of money. But the story I'm going to tell you, I forgot, I'm going to tell you the story about a client that came to me. So I once had a client come to me about a generational curse question. She said, I had a reading with someone and I wanted to get a second opinion. That was good. They said I had a generational curse. I said, okay, let's take a look. And I saw some negativity, but I did not see a generational curse. There's certain cards that would show up with a generational curse. So I told her there was some, stuff that she could clear it up. She said, oh, that's good. I'm glad I can do it myself. The person I was seeing was telling me this was a generational curse and that I had to burn a candle for every year that I was alive. And I'm 36 years old. And each candle cost $700. So you do the math. 700 times 36, this person was about to scam my client for. It was appalling, and so atrocious. So what I say to you is, if you have a negative reading with someone and it makes you scared or it makes you feel suspicious, a red flag goes up, or you feel something's off, go get a second opinion with another reader. Even a 15-minute check-in with a reader can tell you whether or not what that person said was true. Get a second opinion. Just like going to the doctor. You have a doctor that's like, oh, I want to do this really expensive operation on you, blah, blah, blah. And you need to come up with that money. Go get a second opinion and see if that's your only option. And then choose the option that feels lightest. Trust your gut. Choose the one that feels light. I'm telling you, everything, every situation, cleansing situations, cursed situations, strong negativity can all be solved, and it can be solved by you. It can be solved with a candle spell work that you do yourself, cleansing, mojo bag, anything. Anything can be solved by you. You don't need to pay someone to do root work for you. You don't. And that's the truth. So anyone that says you have to have them do it for you, that's a red flag. They might be skilled, they might do great work, but if they make you feel afraid or taken advantage of, you trust your feelings on that. Listen to your feelings. If it doesn't sit right, if it doesn't feel good, then that's not your person to work with. If they tell you you have to keep it a secret, oh, that's a huge one for me. Doesn't that smack of like sexual abuse when someone says to you, you have to not tell anybody? So if a reader says to you, you can't tell anybody about this reading, you can't tell anyone about the spell work, it's creepy to me. So I always try and advise clients to be smart shoppers. Make sure that you're seeing evidence of your spell work being done. If you're having someone do spell work for you, get photographs with your name in them. Make sure that the people that are doing the work it feels good to you. If it doesn't feel good, you're not a match. I mean, anybody, it doesn't mean that they're a scammer. If they don't feel good to you, then they're not your person, They're not your person to work with. It should always feel good. Your reader should always have a good connection to you and feel loving towards you. And if you don't feel that from your reader, then that's not your reader. Okay. Okay. So, Simone says she sees a spirit being in the tree. I don't doubt it. That's a magical fig tree back there. This is my backyard. This is the house that I grew up in, my childhood home. So my parents are around here and all of that. So you may be seeing that. That's great. Let's see. All right. So over on YouTube, So Amy says, hi, loving your new podcast. Thank you. Those are actually old podcasts that I'm recycling. But I'm putting them up there so that everybody can get to them. And then I'm also going to be making new ones. I've got some new ones in the works that are even coming out soon. Shaya says, yes, one time I used a homemade Ouija board and a Bulgarian Serbian demon came in. Yep. She would not leave me alone. Yep. So you've got to, when you're working with a Ouija board or a talking spirit board, I always recommend putting up a guardian, putting up a gate, only allowing spirits of the highest vibration to come in. All right, so going over to Instagram. Let's get back over there. Flirpy, hi. Tarot Queen says hi. Super Divi, Gemini. Miss Toad joined in. Amy is Golden joined. Kanika, hi Kanika. Mike Ash joined. Ileana. Darlene Nee, Classic Girl says very true. Ray of Loose, hi. Gold Blue Pink, I know Ivan, Fabernest, Cody Carr, hi Cody Carr. The Rachel Horner, hi. Domenica, hi Domenica. I sorted out your issue, Domenica. You'll see it in your email. I think you already have seen it. Hilda joined. Julietta, Classic Girl, yay for glitter. Hilda says, good afternoon. God afternoon. Javi B10, catch these empath vibes. Hilda, faith and encouragement. Hi. Joanna Joy C2, Culio, Putty, Skeleton's Coffin. Hi. Yes. So catch these empath vibes says, are you saving these live to view later? Yes, they're always available for 24 hours on Instagram and forever on YouTube. So if you go over to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Madam Pamita, you can see all past episodes of this, including this one. So you can go check it out. India Tiana, hi, Wing Chavons, AV New, Madame Annette, Lou Noir, Fernie Garcia, Malaysia Creations, hi. Cool question. So E. Montes says, question, how can I remove blockages? Good question. Okay. So blockages are, there's two ways to remove a blockage. A blockage is when we want something, but we feel that there's something impeding us from having it. You know, like you try to get the, you try to make a date with someone and it's like, oh, then an emergency happens and you can't get to that date with that person, or they have an emergency and and you just can't seem to get it together. And we've all experienced this where we just can't seem to get to what it is that we want. And we feel like there are things impeding the road. First thing I would recommend is to check and see with a reading if there is a block and what is the block. Sometimes in relationships in particular, it's good to see what the block is. And that we can see with a reading. So we can see, is it something from a past life? Is it something that is material world stuff? What do we need to work on, right? Then you'll know where you need to sort of channel that, that spell work and channel that energy. If you are already know what the block is, but you want to get rid of it, then you can start working on that block in one of two ways. The first way is with road opener oil. So road opener is to gently push aside the things that are blocking us to open up that road to make the path to success, business success or career success or money success or love success, any kind of success that we want to have to open up that path. If we don't get a good result from road opener, then I recommend you step it up with blockbuster. So blockbuster is like dynamite, blowing out very, very tough blocks. So if we have a situation that's really struggling, that gets really blocked and you're having all these issues, then working with blockbuster will dynamite those blocks. Now, the reason I don't recommend using blockbuster first is because sometimes that dynamite can create some rubble and then you have to clear away the rubble. So we like to work with the gentleness of road opener, which just pushes everything aside, and see if that works. And because that can work with a very clean energy. Blockbuster sometimes has an explosive energy because maybe that's necessary to remove the things that are in the way. But sometimes there's a little bit of cleanup when we work with a blockbuster spell. So I don't normally jump to a blockbuster spell first. I try a road opener first to remove any impediments that way and see how I do. If I do great with that, then problem solved. If I need to step it up, and then I step it up to blockbuster and then deal with whatever rubble, but the rubble may be a better alternative than just a cement wall in front of you. All right. Let's see. All right, going over to YouTube. Queen Nadine, hi. Chris Bakos, hi. Oh, subscriber. Chris brought up a great thing. If you're on YouTube, or even if you haven't been over to YouTube, I recommend going over to my YouTube channel and subscribing to my YouTube channel, because when you subscribe, you'll get a little notification of some kind that a new video is up. And I've got some new videos like I'm putting up right now. I'm putting up the podcast videos. We've got this video that's going to be put up, and I've got some new videos. I just filmed 20 new videos, so we'll have a whole bunch of new videos. I'm planning to put out one a week for the next 20 weeks that are going to be talking about spell work. I've got some really cool spells coming up, and you want to be able to see those when they come out and not forget about it, because it's easy if it's out of sight, out of mind. So I super recommend that you go over to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Madam Pamita, all one word, and go ahead and click subscribe. You won't get inundated with stuff, because the most I put out is like a couple things a week. This will be this, and then, whatever video I'm posting, and you'll get those podcast videos that are up, and soon, very soon, we'll have some more videos up. I'm actually putting up, I have already in the can, and I could be putting those up now, some tarot videos about signs of the zodiac and tarot cards of the zodiac signs, so you know what your card is for your sign. So I might put those up. Let me start putting those up, and you'll have those to look at, and those are fun. They're not spell work, but you can use them in spell work, and certainly learn how to use them by getting my book, Madam Pamita's Magical Tarot. It'll teach you how to use those in spell work and so on. Okay, so E. Monte says, how can I remove blockages to get closer to a person? So we talked about that. So you want to look first at road opener, and then if that doesn't work, going to Blockbuster. Malaysia Creation says, hi from Florida. Hi. Sweet. She says, love what you do. You're awesome. Thank you. I love doing this for you guys. I love connecting you. This is one of my highlights of my week, is doing these Q&A things, because I get to talk to you guys, and it's fun. We have a little tea party together. We have some fun together, right? I think it's great. All right. Faith Encouragement says, thanks for the kind words. She really does have a beautiful Instagram, all pictures of Mary and Mary statues. And I've been really into Mary lately. She's been coming through for me big time. Ace Koo joined, FT 1970 joined. Oh, that's Frank Trujillo. I know you, Frank. Hi. E. Montes. Yes, you said about the removing blockages. Sweet Honesty join. Classic Girl. Thank you for sharing your amazing knowledge. I've been instinctually wearing cut and clear oil to keep negative client energies off of me. Yeah, it's to help you to detach from unhealthy relationships. So if you have some kind of relationship, whether it's funky clients or not nice people around you, but you feel like you keep getting drawn back into their drama, cut and clear is gorgeous for that. Thank you. Classic Girl says you're awesome. I think you guys are awesome too. That's why I love this time together. We get together. Just the last minute, because we only have a few more minutes. I want to let you know that what's coming up. Oh, July 19th. If you're in the LA area on July 19th, I'm going to be doing a live show at Stories Bookstore in Echo Park. They have music and they have snacks and drinks, and it's an amazing bookstore. I'm going to be doing a live show of the Madame Pamita Parlor of Wonders Euphonious Prognostication vaudeville show. So you'll have a chance to come up and get a little fortune told and hear some fun old-timey music. And then afterwards, I'm going to be doing a book signing for my book. So you get to meet me, hang out, say hi. So if you're in the LA area and on July 19th, come over and see me. And maybe at the end of this month, either the 23rd or the 26th, fingers crossed. Let's see if we can open up the universe to make this happen. I'm going to be in New York, and I may be doing a book signing at a place with cat in the name. I will have more info for you on that one for sure. We'll see if it happens. But I'm just popping into New York just really quickly, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to the David Bowie exhibit. Oh, I love David Bowie. Who doesn't? David Bowie's awesome. And there's a David Bowie exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum, so I have to go see that before it goes away. So I'm making a little trip for my birthday. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me here. We're going to have, I guess we have only a couple minutes left, 2 minutes left. I hope I see you. If you're in LA area, I hope I see you July 19th, Thursday, July 19th at Stories Bookstore for book signing and free musical show, all ages, 8 p.m. It's going to be fun. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. It's either 7 or 8. Come at 7. You can have a coffee and read a book if I start at 8. Say hi to me. Hang out with me for an hour. I'll have more info about that. Sign up for my newsletter. Go over to my website, parlorofwonders.com, and be sure to sign up for my newsletter. You'll get a 32-page booklet called 7 Secrets to Supercharge Your Spellwork, which is an amazing book, if I say so myself. It will teach you something. Even if you're an experienced root worker, you will learn something from this book. And it's normally a book that I sell for $20, an ebook that I sell for $20, but I give it away to the people who are kind enough to sign up for my newsletter. I only send out a newsletter like once a month, and I always have something good, a spell in it or something good like that, and information about where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing, how you can get in the loop on things, discounts for things, all kinds of good stuff. So it's a good newsletter to belong to. It doesn't harass you, not constant spamming you, just once a week. I mean, once a month, not even once a week. I could be that on it. No, once a month. You'll know about what's coming up with me and so on. So thanks again, you guys. I don't know why it's not cutting me off. It looks like it should be ending soon. We've been here an hour. Do they let you go longer than an hour? I don't know. Anyway, thanks again for joining me. It was so great to see all of you. So great to see the familiar faces coming and the new faces coming in. I hope you join us again. We're here every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and we have a good time together. We answer some cool questions, fun questions. You guys always have smart questions. All of you are so smart and interesting questions. And it's fun to check in with you and to see all of you. So I hope I see you again soon. And get connected either on YouTube or on my website or both. And I look forward to seeing you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Take care. Bye. I'm going to say bye to Instagram people first. Let's get that. And now I'll say bye to you guys on YouTube. Now I can take off my phone off of there. Thanks again for joining me. Sorry for the weird technical things. Oh, I know why, because we started late with Instagram. I'll see you then and hope to see you on all of those other places too. All right, take care. Bye.